Good morning, boys and girls, and welcome back to the southern wing of the Stink Bug Works. This morning, I want to talk about the comments I got on yesterday's video. I thought they were very good comments, very intuitive. Anyway, one of my viewers asked me, in so many words, what is my fascination with this motor? Why must I use this motor? Well, the reason for that is simple. I have it. Now, these motors are not cheap. And I sort of hate having it just sit around doing nothing. But the KV is just a bit too high. I got it for one use, and that use never worked out, so it's been sitting on the shelf. And, people say I like to make things complicated by doing this kind of thing with the cooling jacket, so I can make a cooling jacket actually fit this motor. But that's half the fun of doing this thing. That's half the fun of, building boats. So to that end, I have a plan that's complicated and different and unique. Now, nobody's doing this, but people used to do this. And in the old days, you really didn't have a whole lot of motors to choose from. And so some guys, to be able to power bigger hulls, would put the motor on a gearbox. And guess what, boys and girls? This is a gearbox I built, maybe 20 years ago. But that's because this motor has a 5,000 kV. Again, you got to gear them down. But this gear drive is really smooth and friction-free. I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a gearbox for this. Now, this has itty-bitty gears and only handles, 100 watts of power. This can give you 1,000 watts of power in a burst. So, I have to have gears that are 10 times stronger than that. But I'm thinking of doing something along this line where the motor hangs off a shaft that's supported by some bearings. And one of the interesting things is you can actually get your coupler lower in the hole than if it were attached to a motor. So I might be able to because the motor's going to have to go in at an angle, but I might be able to get it down lower. It's going to have to go off to one side or the other. I'll probably wind up putting it on the inside, because since hydroplanes are always turning, I'm not really concerned with lateral balance as much as longitudinal balance. If I'm a little heavy on the inside, so be it. Although torque will want to be lifting this side. But since the motor's turning the other direction. So there's my thinking on that. I'm going to make it even more complicated than it already is. But first, I got a package in the mail. And the package is right here. And so this is what I'm going to work on. I might work on it today, as a matter of fact. This is a digital readout for my mill. Lots of fun stuff. And a digital readout for my mill. Until next time, boys and girls, jet out.